What's up, guys? Some people have been requesting me to say my thoughts about what happened at the Oscars last night, so I thought I would take this time to do a kind of uncut vlog thing about my thoughts on the Oscars. So, as you know, last night were the 89th Academy Awards, celebrating all things involving the film world. And things went down last night that probably shouldn't have happened, and I will delve into them. So before I get to the main topic of controversy, which happened at the end of the Oscars, I'll talk about the things that happened beforehand. So Jimmy Kimmel was the host, and I don't really watch his show, but I know that lots of people do. And from what I know and from what I saw from his comedy and his jokes at the Oscars last night, uh, he does more like dry, dark humor, very sarcastic, and I didn't think that his style of comedy completely fit what an Oscar host should have. Like, think of the best Oscar hosts we've had: like Billy Crystal, Ellen DeGeneres, and you could say Neil Patrick Harris, Seth MacFarlane. They're all very funny people, and they make you laugh, like belly laughs. But Jimmy Kimmel, he wasn't as suited to be a host as someone else maybe should have been. He was funny in some points, and he had a good opening monologue, but for me, he didn't really work, but he wasn't terrible like James Franco. But yeah, so Jimmy Kimmel, he was alright, could have been better, but some jokes were pretty good. Like when they had the tour bus come in, completely surprised everyone on that bus. They thought they were just having a tour of Hollywood, but they were actually in the Oscars. That was a fun moment. Another cool moment was the mean tweets section when all the stars read out their mean tweets that people have been saying about them. Ryan Gosling's face when he was reading that was hilarious. It was like, "Oh, my name is Ryan Gosling, and I have perfect bone structure and perfect eyes," and it was like he'd never read any kind of hate message before ever. He was so innocent. Uh, yeah, so the majority of the speeches were very good. Viola Davis, she does those hammy speeches every single time. One quote really annoyed some people, and it said something like, acting or our profession is the only profession that celebrates living a life. And many people were taken aback by that and also kind of disrespected by that because many other people work in professions that celebrate life. Like doctors, they save lives. So I guess Viola Davis saying that wasn't really the best thing to say, but people love her so much, they don't really take much offense in what she says in speeches. I thought one of the best speeches were the low key ones that stayed away from politics. They, you have to remember that the Oscars they're a celebration of film, not, they shouldn't be a chance for all these stars to discuss their political views. I know that that's what people use the Oscars for, but they really shouldn't. They should simply be a celebration of filmmaking. So I thought the two best speeches were Casey Affleck and Emma Stone, the two best actress and actor, because they didn't talk about politics. They thanked everyone in their life, and they said simply that, sorry for not saying much, but they would use the Oscar to use as a platform to build their careers upon, and that they thanked everyone involved. And simple speeches are always the best. So, if I was ever to advise someone to write an Oscar speech, stay away from politics, stay true to your heart, keep it short, people will like you. Simple. So everything went down fairly well. The jokes were coming in pretty well. Speeches were good, but my predictions for the Oscars were La La Land for Best Picture, Damien Chazelle Best Director, got that right. I also said Damien Chazelle for Best Original Screenplay, but Kenneth Lonergan won for Manchester by the Sea. So I kind of expected that because La La Land has more singing than talking, so there you go. But I also said that Casey Affleck and Emma Stone would win, so I thought they were guaranteed wins. So finally, let's talk about what happened with the Best Picture announcement. I will try to explain based off what I've heard, but so Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty were presenting the Best Picture award, And when Warren Beatty was handed the envelope, you could see his confusion. You could see the look on his face. He was taking his time, and when I saw the Oscars for the first time when it was live, I thought he was just taking his time for comedic effect. He was like, and the award for Best Picture goes to, and people were laughing, so they thought it was comedy too, but he actually had no idea what was going on because he had been given the wrong envelope. He had been handed the Best Actress envelope, so what he saw was Emma Stone La La Land, hence his confusion. So he basically threw Faye Dunaway under the bus. So she only saw the La La Land and said La La Land. So everyone was happy, the producers were doing their speeches, and then when everyone started to realise what was going on, you could see the commotion behind the producers. Emma Stone's face when she realised what had happened was crazy. She said, "Oh my God, what's happening?" And I was wondering what was happening. I was so angry when the producers said, "Moonlight, you've won," because things like this shouldn't happen at such a high-profile event. At the Oscars, you expect everything to go correctly. They should have checks on every single stage of the Oscars, because at such a major event, they cannot afford something like this, something as major as Best Picture, to go wrong. And no offense to maybe like Best Short Film, but if it had been anything other than Best Picture, like Best Foreign Film or Best Short Film or Best Animated Feature or just anything other, one of the lesser categories to Best Picture, it would have been still bad, but not as bad. But for Best Picture, this is what the Oscars are all about. Best Picture. It's the best film of the year. So when everyone heard that, they must have been shocked, and I was shocked because I didn't think anything like this could ever happen at the Oscars. And this Oscars will go down in history, or infamously, as the Oscars where they made that mistake. So I think things have settled down now. People know that Moonlight thoroughly deserves to win, but all of these films were so good, they both had a fair chance of winning. So take nothing away from Moonlight, it's a great film, but still, that's my rant on what happened at the Best Picture announcement. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the Oscars. I suppose it's been quite boring. Maybe you've enjoyed it listening to me, but I just wanted to get my thoughts out, since with such a high-profile event happening and something to go as wrong as that, I just wanted to get my thoughts out. So that's that. I know it's late. I'm filming in the basement for once. So if you enjoy this, subscribe, comment, like, whatever you want to do, and I'll see you guys next time. Till then, goodbye.